Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I have excellent news for you this Work in Progress Wednesday. We have made Twitch affiliate. I'm so excited. It's been a long time coming. I was just talking like on Monday, I think, about how I've been sort of working towards it on and off for like years. And we are here. We have made it. Which means if you watch live, now you get access to channel points. Channel points are trinkets now, because I think that's very cute. It goes with the crow theme. You have the option to subscribe if you so wish. Subscriptions are never required, but always appreciated. And you will have access to emotes once I finish doing all of the emotes. Speaking of finishing doing all the emotes, you may notice our stream now has a timer on it. At the end of that timer, about a week and a half, I will be overhauling this stream. I'm telling you, you're gonna get new bot commands, you're gonna get emotes, you're gonna get a new overlay, you might even get a new PNG tuber. You're probably gonna get a new PNG tuber. That's what I've been working on the longest, honestly. And all of that is going to kick in, not this coming Monday, but the Monday after. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you stick around. I'll have to stream something special for that day. We'll figure it out. Mondays is usually our Stardew Valley days at this point, but maybe we'll do something a little special for the affiliateness. This also means, fortunately or unfortunately, I have to manage ads now. Which is not going to affect you VOD watchers. Pretty much at all. But for those of you on Twitch, it's going to be essentially 6 minutes every hour. 3 minutes every 30 minutes. And what I want you to do with that time, you don't have to pay attention to the ads. What we're going to use that time for is to stretch, is to hydrate, is to check in with yourself, go make a little snack if needed. That's what I'm going to be using it for. It's going to be the hydrate break, mostly. And also probably a reading off subs break once we get there. But just so everybody's, you know I like to keep you guys in the loop about changes to the channel. Things are pretty bare bones right now. I don't have a whole lot of point redeems or anything. Like I said, in the works. There point redeems and potentially emotes might have like a rolling rollout in the days before that timer goes off. But the full overhaul, you gotta be here for it on Monday. Next Monday. I'm excited. And we're doing Work in Progress Wednesday today. Today I'm taking it easy on myself for once. Let's pull the game up while I ramble. There she is. Me and my little lizard. Adorable. In our pink craziness here. I have been working on, let's hope this works, yes. I've been working on essentially studying different tabletop RPG systems in preparation for trying to like run more games and or create my own system. It's a complicated mess right now. But what I'm doing in the meantime is transcribing everything into a Obsidian vault for ease of reference, essentially. So that's what I'm doing today. It's gonna be, that's why the stream is titled WIP Wednesday Clicky Clacky Edition, because it's just gonna be a lot of that. So I hope you're ready for the click clack ASMR. Actually, hold on, ready? Hold on. That's it. That's gonna be the whole stream. That's gonna be the whole thing. It's just clicky clacky ASMR. I am currently working on transcribing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, and it's slow going. It's also a lot to get through, but it is the most popular for a reason. And I go back and forth sometimes about whether or not I should even still be using 5th edition because of all of the shit that Wizards of the Coast has done, and I think I've decided that I already have all of these books. When I say I have all of these books, let me give you a count. I have, what do we got? There's 44 books. I am missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. I have 35 of these things, plus an indeterminate amount of, you know, homebrew content that I've purchased from small creators. Well, some small creators, some Critical Role. To modify and make this their own. And I think, honestly, the most radical thing that I could do with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition at this point is make it my own with the resources I have. So I guess that's kind of the vibe. Plus, it's so easily and infinitely moddable. I keep trying to go in and like do my in the process of doing my own thing. I keep like falling back to oh yes, give me one moment. I keep falling back and looking up 5th edition to like see what they've done. It's a whole thing. It's all good. My girlfriend's taking a work meeting. I'm trying to be quiet. Okay. Let me get my headphones back. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, I keep using 5th edition as a reference. So it only feels most honest to like lay all of 5th edition out and then strip it for parts. You know what I mean? So that's what we're here. That's what we're in for. We're in the process of laying it all out. I am hilariously 69 pages into the 5th edition player's handbook. Nice. Working on Circle of the Moon Druids at the moment. Love Circle of the Moon Druids. Some of my favorite classes to be. Druid Wild Shape is so fucked up though. I know it is the way that it is because otherwise it would be very powerful. It already is very powerful. It would be very overpowered if it was any more than the way that it is. But just reading through, I already don't adhere to so many of those druid rules. God. Oh, actually, I should double check. Did I finish Circle of Player's Handbook? Circle of the Moon goes here. I think I finished Circle of Land. I didn't finish Circle of Land. Oh no. I'll do Circle of Land first. Which is annoying because it's got all those spell tables. But we persist. Circle of the Land. Does anyone play Circle of the Land Druids? I'm assuming I would play Circle of Land Druid if I was like a specific... If it was a specific setting, I guess? Like if you're doing piratey shit, you could be a Coast Druid, and I think that would be fun. But Circle of the Moon is just so much better. I don't know. These druids meet within sacred circles of trees or standing stones, whispers primal secrets and druidic. Yeah, I hope they do. It'd be wild if they just... Circle of the Land, urban, just walking up to like the dumpster of a Denny's and whispering in common. Like 2 eggs sunny side up, and then a raccoon pops out of the dumpster and hands you a magic item. I love urban fantasy, man. Would love to run to urban fantasy. Urban fantasy is so stupid. Circles. Why is it? My favorite type of urban fantasy, I think, is urban fantasy that sort of gently pokes fun at the way, like, usually high fantasy does things, while also coming at the genre with the same level of seriousness for the urban fantasy setting. You know what I mean? Like, you can make fun of elves having like a council of elders to decide everything that goes on in the, you know, in the wizard school or whatever. And in the urban fantasy setting, they do have a council of elders. It's like a group of board members at the local community college. It's the same thing, different shapes. You know what I mean? I think that's hilarious. Drink that shit up. Sir. Would love to do like a campaign of least used D&D classes. You know, I'm talking, and I don't have the metadata on this, but like Circle of the Land Druid, Arcane Trickster Rogue, whichever fighter gives you all those freaking, like, tactics that you have to manage. I think it would be fascinating. But again, since 5th edition is so ubiquitous, I don't know if you could say there's a single, like, least used subclass among the group. with stuff like, you know, druids, obviously, like, we know a lot of people are picking Circle of the Moon. You know a lot of people are picking, like, Assassin Rogue. A lot of people are picking Champion Fighter. That's, like, easy. But I feel like we have less data on things that people don't pick. You'd have to extrapolate one from the other, I'm assuming. I don't know. Bonus cantrip, baby. You choose. Oh, it's not even a specific bonus cantrip, it's just an extra cantrip. Also, spell additional correctly. Can I do it this way? I really need to learn, oh shit, the hotkeys for this. Yeah. Nope, that's not it. Because that's not... Markup. No, that does have a space, doesn't it? Okay. The problem with markup, so... This program I'm working in Obsidian, I'm just gonna ramble about this for now. Because there's nothing to talk about with Circle of the Land Druids. Markup uses a lot of the same symbols for different things. Because there's only so many keys on a keyboard, essentially. So there's like the little number symbol, the hashtag symbol, that you can use to add specific tags to a document. But if you use a hashtag symbol and a space, then it becomes like header 1. You know? My brain's still in the process of getting used to all the markup nonsense. It's all such nonsense. And then single group of... Some of you would probably know markup because Discord also uses it. Single group of asterisks is italicized. 2 groups of asterisks is bold. 3 groups of asterisks is bold and italicized. That sort of thing. And I do use it a lot in Discord. But something like... I'm not adding headers to my Discord messages. I'm annoying, but I'm not that annoying. Natural recovery, huh? Starting at 2nd level. Okay. I don't use headings in my Discord channel. Cut to me adding a subscriber only Discord channel and fucking putting headers in the alert channels. That could definitely... You could clip that. You could clip me on that. During short rest. None of the slots 6th level or higher. Wild. And cover. Being able to cover spell slots with the druid is pretty interesting. Do I think that's good enough to pick Circle of the Land? Because that's like most all they have. Stride, Nature's War. You can't be charmed or frightened by elementals or fae, and immunity to poison and disease is pretty good. Honestly, that fucks a little bit. That fucks. Wild. We'll do all the circles later. But I gotta make the heading for it. Ooh. Imminent ads. That's okay. We don't have much going on this stream, so honestly, I'll probably just let the ads run and try not to talk about anything too pressing in the meantime. I know you guys are just on the edge of your seat about my Circle of the Land Druid hot takes, but it's simply vibes. Just remember to take care of yourself for those 3 minutes, okay? Cast certain spell. Add third. Fifth. I guess a good thing about Circle of the Land Druids is you do have a pretty solid. You could ostensibly create a pretty solid background and a pretty solid like base for yourself. Having a connection to a land usually gives you a connection to either a people or a way of life. And that is probably pretty easy to build off of if you're like new to this whole thing. You know what I mean? Hey, highlighting your messages. You redeemed your trinkets for that. Little box for my trinkets. That's very valid. Good luck with work. There's a big problem, TM. That's kind of what I assumed. You don't usually take meetings late. I know you can't hear me. You might be able to hear me from the other room. But good luck and Godspeed. I know you can do it. You'll work it out. Underdark capitalized? Underdark is capitalized. They don't bother to capitalize anything else. Arctic coast, desert, forest, grassland, mountain, swamp, or Underdark. And Underdark's the only one that's capitalized because it's like a prime location. . guess Circle of the Land Druid is also very good for having just like a bunch of extra spells that you can cast. I don't take a lot of stock in like spell lists for like clerics and druids and nonsense, but it does sort of open up what you can do and how you can do it. You get 8 extra spells over 9 levels. Well, over 6 levels, sort of. That's not nothing. That is not nothing. I also didn't realize that some of these aren't druid spells. That's fascinating. That's starting soon. Let's see if Twitch actually wants to do what Twitch is supposed to do. I've seen nothing but problems with this ad manager from the people who want to talk about it. Which is mostly, honestly, Secret Sleepover Society. Ads in progress. Wonderful. Ooh, I'm gonna do a little stretch. Look at my back. I'm frequently, especially in doing this transcribing, I frequently shrimp. It's such a problem. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to have this next step in my Twitch journey. And I'm excited to have you all come with me, you know? I know the ads are running, but this will be in the VOD. And I mean it to you VOD watchers, too. You lurkers, you VOD watchers. You're all a part of this, whether you like it or not. And I appreciate it. I appreciate you all being here. Hope to have some fun stuff in store. Oh, goodness. A little sip. Like I said, I'm not doing these fucking spell tables until the very end. So give me Land Stride. Oh, that's a space. Hold on. In addition, spelled correctly this time. Land Stride gives you. There's father. Get out. Right now. Land Stride gives you the ability to move through non-magical difficult terrain at no extra movement cost. And you can pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them, without taking damage from them, and you have advantage on saving throws against plants that are magically created or manipulated. Speed movements such as those created by entangle. That's kind of crazy. I feel like that would synergize well with like a monk druid build. Is that advisable? I feel like you could. They're both like dex and wisdom based. Well, now I kind of want to. Put that in the notes. Here's a tip from me to you. Now that you're back from the ads. Welcome back from the ads, by the way. Always have, while you're writing, honestly, while you're doing anything, really, highly recommend just having a little spot to put your thoughts. Whether it's like a physical piece of paper to write down or like a document. You just throw them all in there. Because I don't know about you, but when I do this sort of thing, if I don't put it down on paper, those thoughts are just going to nip at my gray matter like a flock of piranhas. Like a whole pool full of piranhas. And I won't get anything done. So we're gonna put this potential circle of the land, druid and monk, multi-class, question mark, lands, stride, dinner. I like that. And then we go on. And my brain lets me move on. Because I wrote it down. It's honestly game changing for me. I didn't used to do that until like a year ago, maybe. Because I was always one of those people who's like, oh, I'll remember it. I'll remember it. You won't. Not only will you not remember it to work on it later, it's going to plague you for the entire time that you're trying to work on something else. And then when you're finally like, oh, I finished the thing. It took like 3 times longer than it needed to. I finished the thing. Now I can work on the what? What was I thinking about? And it'll never come back to you. Not until you have something else to work on again. And I know this is probably something undiagnosed. You don't have to tell me in the comments. Just don't worry about it. And take my advice if it's applicable to you. Where are we? Nature's Ward. Being unable to be charmed or frightened by elementals or fae is such a cool ability. I'm sure Circle of the Land Druids are not the only ones who have it. And I know, like, paladins and monks, I think, also get immunity to poison and disease. So at some point it just, like, stops mattering. But immunity to being charmed or frightened by elementals or fae of which just fucking love charming the pants off of people. Literally and metaphorically. Seems kind of crazy. Halfway to 20. Just having that in the tank. Wild. Nature's Sanctuary. Don't get me started. I'll start singing that Kingdom Hearts 2 song again. You reach 14th level. This ability is also kind of crazy. So, Nature Sanctuary is like, once you hit 3/4 of the way to godhood, beasts or plants just like recognize your tremendous aura and sometimes don't want to attack you about it. But if they roll high enough on their wisdom save, you just fail to intimidate them and they can't be intimidated again for a full 24 hours. Wild. Alright, give me all these fucking things. Let me see. Let me disable my typewriter scroll. Don't worry about that, that's just a pain in my rear specific. Insert table. Arctic, coast, desert, forest, grass, mountain, Underdark. And then we can actually, I think I could just fill this in. Druid, level, circle, bell. And then we can third. I don't know how to shift add a column. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Third, fifth, seventh, and ninth. And then can I just take this? Copy, paste. Not like that. Like that, though. Well, that's why there's the extra spaces. I think it's a formatting thing. It was Markdown. You know, we had this discussion. Grassland. Mountain. Swamp, Circle of the Land Druid / Nature Monk. That's just Shrek. It's just Shrek. God. Half orc? I'm thinking half orc. Sometimes the idea persists. I can't help you there. Old person, spike, road, sleet, storm, slow, I had the thought initially to go in and do this kind of backwards by entering in the like spells first and then being able to like link all of them back to their like articles. But the thought of going through all of those spells, all of the player's handbook spells, just off the rip on this project made me want to pull my hair out. So we'll have to go back in. We'll have to go back in for some editing. Ooh. Host druids getting misty steps sounds fun. Water breathing, of course, and water walk. Then conjure element. Scrying is an interesting pick for host druids. Is it because water just peer into a puddle and turns into a palimpsest or whatever? Protection from energy is not a spell I'm familiar with. Giving Circle of the Desert druids hallucinatory terrain is so good, actually. And insect plague, obviously. These are good picks. They also get commune with nature. And tree stride. Is tree stride the one where you can like teleport between two trees? You guys know about this shit? That always seems so fun to me, but you've got to have like a specific way to do it. You gotta know your tree network, I guess. Commune with nature. Tree. Right. Grassland. Grassland druids be like summon prairie dog. They get invisibility and pass without trace, which is just, it's just the same joke. But you guys remember, did you guys watch Lion King 1.5? That was my favorite movie as a kid. It's one of my favorites. And they have that bit with Timon's family, all the meerkats over there, right? Being on the lookout for predators before they go and dig all their tunnels. It's the same joke, but like a different small prey animal. And they get haste. Circle of the Grassland Druid that's just Roadrunner. Invisibility, pass without a trace, daylight, haste, divination, freedom of movement, dream, and insect plague, of course. Excuse me. I feel like Mountain Druid is like made for dwarves. But that just might be my bit. It'd be really cool to have like a drow Mountain Druid. But you would have a drow Underdark Druid, right? And the Underdark Circle of the Land Druid is very drow. But Mountain Druid gets like half of the same thing. Spider Climb, Spike Growth, Lightning Bolt, Meld into Stone, Stone Shape, Stone Skin, Pass Wall, and Wall of Stone. That's so cool. I would definitely flavor a drow with that. Giving swamp druids locate creatures is kind of crazy. Nope, pallicize it. Cloud kill, all one word. Wild. Alright, mission accomplished. Land druids achieved. Give me... I guess we haven't had... I'm gonna make these potatoes too. Is it just 2 hash? Yeah. That's for style. Points for style. There we go. Alright, Circle of the Land Druid. Accomplished. Close that. Circle of the Moon Druid is up next. We already started on the description before I realized my mistake. Circle of the Moon are fierce guardians of the wild, and their order gathers under the full moon to share news and trade warning. I like the idea that Circle of the Moon Druids just like fuck off in wild shape for days at a time. Trespass. Only 3 S's in trespassing. My bad. Clearly I'm the ridiculous one for wanting to add an extra. If you're not using your druid wild shapes in combat, what are you using them? I mean, the rest of the game, right? Which tracks, because there's like, you know, you could turn into a mouse to sneak into places, or you could turn into a bird to survey the scene, and like, sure. But in 5th edition as written, with how much fucking combat they want you to do, you'd be crazy not to be a moon druid. I think all wild shape should only cost a bonus action. They can get like the combat wild shape hit point regen. You could trade a spell slot for hit point regen. They can have that. They can keep that. I think all wild shape should only cost a bonus action. Are you full, like, wolfing out for 6 full seconds of combat? I guess you could, but it's like magic. The game doesn't say that you are transmogrifying your body. So I have to imagine it could be done in a bonus action, unless you want the flavor that comes with, you know, lycanthropy. Which is valid if you do. We love a lycanthrope, but I stand by my statement. Yeah, they can keep the hit point regen. I don't know anyone who does that anyways. Unless you are doing like 6 combats a day, I guess. Circle form. Starting at 2nd level, you can use your wild shape to transform into a beast with a challenge rating as high as 1. Lord. That's high for druids. That's high for 2nd level. That's like dire wolf at 2nd level. That's crazy. Column. Starting at 6th level, you can transform into a beast with a challenge rating as high as your druid level divided by 3 rounded down. What's that max? Someone's done that math. Is that a max of 8? 2 divided by 3. So 7, right? 6 or 7? I can do math. That's high. But that's like max level 20. You know, sort of shenaniganery. That's crazy. I love droids. Oh god. I'm playing one in a campaign right now. And I still have to get used to how he works, but it's so nice to be able to be a druid again. They're so cool. Alright, we're starting soon. Time to get up and stretch. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I crack my back hard enough if you guys would be able to hear it on the mic. Or if my freaking limiter is too strong. Honestly, I think the breaks are nice. I know they're a pain in the ass. As someone who watches Twitch, I know they're a pain in the ass. But as a streamer, the breaks are nice. Especially since I myself am very bad. I'm very bad at offering myself a break. Also, it's top of the hour, which means we can move our little guy. Where else do we want to be? Do we want, I think maybe a desk? Doing typing at the desk? True to life? Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh gosh. I'll tell this story after ads, but freaking bug bite on my knee. So annoying. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Give me my obsidian back. Here we go. Non-magical attacks and damage. Don't get them twisted. Oh my god, I forgot moon druids also get elemental wild shape. It's crazy. At 10th level, halfway to god, you can just be an elemental. Jesus. Welcome back from ads, my friends. You guys should all be back from ads. If you're not, then it's the ad manager who's incorrect. But I was talking over the break about how I have a bug bite on my knee, and it's because my dear Mikey just loves the summertime. Loves being outside in the heat, in the sun. Just basking. We call it her lizard time. She loves having some lizard time. And at this point, we're going out several times a day for her to just like lay in the sun. She doesn't even do her business at this point. Like half the time. She just wants to go and like suntan. Like a friggin' teenager. And I'm like, ma'am, we're in a heat advisory. I think the heat advisory ended like yesterday, but like we were in a heat advisory. Can we like not do this? But no, she must. She simply must. And that's probably why I have a bug bite on my knee. Because I've just been out with the scrungus several times a day all summer. I like how this elemental wild shape, we were talking over the break about how Circle of the Moon Druids also get elemental wild shape, where halfway to godhood they can expend 2 uses of wild shape, which, if you're keeping count, is all of your uses of wild shape until you reach godhood, essentially. At the same time, to transform into an elemental, which is cool, but this passage does specify an air elemental, an earth elemental, a fire elemental, and a water elemental, or a water elemental. And I'm like, yeah, that's like most of them. But what if I've got other elementals, game? Why can't you allow my other element? Why can't my other elementals come to play? Like my... I don't know if we want to admit that on stream right now. Like my other elementals, you know what I mean. There's other elements, like lava, metal, maybe? A lot of people agree that that's at least one of the other ones. People will break down those elements, those core 4, into like a billion different things. I used to be obsessed. There used to be like a, it's not a Venn diagram, but it was like a little diagram with like a bunch of little circles interconnecting with each other. And it started with like the core 4 in the middle, and then like in between water and fire would be steam, and in between water and air would be mist, and it would just divulge from there until you get like sound. And that's crazy. I love putting things into little boxes as much as the next guy, but like, gotta step back at some point, I think. Oh, we gotta make this a title, a heading, if you will. Oh, they just get at will? I didn't know they could do that. Hold on. Usually when Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition specifically says in like class dialogue, like you can add this to your list of spells prepared, or you can cast this at will, it's usually qualified with you can cast this once per short or long rest, you can cast this once per day without needing verbal, somatic, or physical materials or whatever. This just says you can cast the Alter Self spell at will, period. Period. Just forever? All day? What does Alter Self even give you? It lets you be a different person. It's not like a wild shape, I don't think. Kinda wanna look it up. Sunbeam, we gotta go way forward, way forward. Large reduce, Crusader's Mantle, Conjure Fey. Arcane Lock, we're getting closer. Animate objects, animal friendship, Alter Self. This is a second level transmutation with a casting time of 1 action, lasts up to 1 hour concentration. You assume a different form. When you cast the spell, choose one of the following options, the effect of which will last for the duration of the spell. Oh, there's a bunch of different options. Hold on. Aquatic adaptation. You adapt your body to an aquatic environment, spreading gills and growing webbing between your fingers. You can breathe underwater and gain a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. You could just change appearance, transform what you look like, including your height, weight, facial features, sound of your voice, hair length, coloration, and distinguishing characteristics, if any. You can make yourself appear as a member of another race, though none of your statistics change. You also can't appear as a creature of a different size than you. That makes sense. And your shape stays the same. If you're bipedal, you can't use a spell to become quadrupedal, for instance. Wild. Or you could just have natural weapons, which is self-explanatory. You grow claws, fangs, spines, horns, or a different natural weapon of your choice. Unarmed strikes deal extra bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. And the natural weapon is magic, and you have a +1 bonus to attack damage. Fascinating. So at level 14, moon druids just become changelings? For fun? And if you can cast it at will, I'm assuming you, like, that duration just stops mattering. You could just be a different person. That's the way I'd do it. But I'm a pretty, you know, loosey-goosey, laissez-faire kind of DM, so. If you make it to level 14, honestly, just having a perpetual alter self up on yourself is not the worst thing you could do to me. It's not the worst thing that could happen by the time your players hit level 14. Let me tell you, I've heard some things. I am going to transcribe this whole nonsense, I think. Actually, I don't think I've transcribed this for anybody else. Where's the, Barbarian, Bard. Just a lot of, like, flavor text. Off to the right here, about druids and their gods. And I don't think I've been transcribing this flavor text, because if you're not playing in the setting, it doesn't usually matter. So that's fine. Alright, what's next? Where's my... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. After Druid is the Fighter. At least this will be an easy one to transcribe. And we put it in the master list over here. So tired, and I think I'm going to be on this call for at least a few more hours. Holy shit, babe. Please, like, let me know if I can get you anything or do anything for you. We can pause the stream. I could take an ad break to, like, run you a drink or something. You can't really hear me, so I could I'll text you. That's fine. We'll keep that open. We'll keep an eye on that. Make sure my poor girlfriend doesn't headwish on me. I also need to turn this light on. I'm usually a person who works in the dark, but these eyes are getting old. Okie dokie, fighters, huh? I like a fighter. I know it's not terribly popular, but they're good for something. They're good for just hitting stuff. Sometimes, and I love a caster. We just got over me talking about how much I love druids and how powerful druids are. Sometimes you just don't want to deal with the rigmarole of being a full caster. Of having to handle all the spells and the spell casting, of having to handle the wild shape in addition, having all the list of all the animals that you can be, and having to make those decisions. Sometimes you just need a big weapon and a big thing to hit really hard. And I respect the hell out of that. I love a fighter. I'm not a person who believes in, like... And this is probably going to become apparent based on how I run this channel and how I play my video games. You can min-max Dungeons and Dragons. You can try to min-max Dungeons and Dragons. And you can have all of your, you know... fights, your power scaling fights over what's the best class to play, what's the best subclass to play, what's the best multi-class option. You could do a few levels of this and a few levels of that, and so on and so forth. And I think you should just pick whatever makes you the most happy to be at the table playing Dungeons and Dragons, or whatever tabletop RPG your system allows for. Because let me tell you, specifically as a dungeon master, from a dungeon master point of view, I don't care what you decide to bring to the table. If you're being a basic ass man human fighter, or if you want to be like out of left field with a fucking rabbitkin hexblade warlock. As long as you're having a good time and you are engaged with the thing that I'm trying to present to you, I think it's a great character. I think it's a great idea you've had. I think you're doing great at being them, and I'm just happy you're here. I'll let you get away with so much shit if you're just like excited to be at my table. You use so many magical items and shit. If you just like, heaven forbid, if you take notes, if you ask me questions, but that's a different idea. But like, if you're like having fun at the table and like engaged, I don't care what you're playing. I just know it's gonna be great, you know? I just know it's gonna be great. We're just here to have fun. I worry sometimes. Completely unrelated, by the way, but related to my previous point about needing a light because my eyes are getting old. I worry sometimes that I don't have like perfect vision anymore. It's not like bad, but it's like a struggling to read small text from a distance kind of thing, where I like I'm like squinting, and it's makes me feel old, man. It makes me feel old. Nearby. I'm sure it's fine. Everything's fine. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, the only thing that is possibly going to go wrong is the fact that I don't have the money to get glasses right now. Or the, like, ability to get glasses right now. Which is, like, fine. Again, it's not bad. But it's one of those things I'm becoming increasingly aware of. As you grow older. Interposes? Is that a word? A dwarf in chainmail interposes his shield between the ogre's club and his companion, knocking the deadly blow aside. So I'm assuming like an interjection, but with a physical object. Between... I love, by the way, in a completely like off-topic discussion, just because I just read a bit about his companion, a half-elf in scale armor. I love the people, because a lot of people object to like having heavier armors in things like 5th edition specifically, giving you disadvantage on like sneaking and stealth, and then you see all of the wonderful videos by people who either have like real sets of armor or like cosplay, even like chainmail, and them trying to sneak in it, and it's just so jingly. Like you're just covered in sets of car keys, kind of jingly, and you know, I'm sure there's a way you could sneak in it. I don't know how you could sneak in it without just like being rolled up in a blanket burrito so nothing shakes. That'd be crazy. No, that's not gonna move. Blind spot in its activated caps lock. Also, a gladiator fights for sport in an arena, a master with his trident and net. How dare you make players believe that nets are like an actual valid weapon to freaking use. They're so specific. Nets and like whips, they're so specific. They so don't do what you want them to do unless you like homebrew them. Like rules as written, you're not gonna Indiana Jones with a whip. It just doesn't want you to. And in a similar fashion, I'm assuming he's got like a fishing net, like a wide, like circular thing with like weights on the end, you know, fishing. Cause the other option is a lot funnier. Him having like a little, like a butterfly net that he just like smacks over people's heads and pulls them around. That's just Isabel, actually. that's just Isabel. Isabel Animal Crossing. Oh my god, please. Also, his opponent's sword flares with blue light an instant before she sends lightning flashing forth to smite him. I'm sure fighters can channel lightning, but you can't talk about smites on a page that isn't the paladin. All of these heroes are fighters, perhaps the most diverse class of characters in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, and you're like right. They're objectively correct, but it's hilarious because it's like the most basic class in Dungeons and Dragons. First class of character in the world. Dungeons and Royal Champion. Alright. Ad start in 2 minutes. Not 2 minutes, 20 seconds. I can read. Make sure you all hydrate. Take care of yourselves. You got 3 minutes. 3 minutes is all I can spare to play with. That's so not a Wesker voice. I always make that reference, and then my Wesker voice just never hits. Probably because he's got a weaselly ass voice. And trust me, I love the man. Would smash. Absolutely. But he does kind of have an annoying Chris Redfield. I will be the end of you kind of voice. In the New World Order. It's certainly not the most flattering. It's certainly no Neil Newbon, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Goodness gracious. I love this little lizard man. I know he's been up a lot recently because he's like the newest little guy. I think next time I'll switch to something else. I have to decide. Me making decisions? It's less likely than you think. Where were we? I need to... I was gonna disable typewriter scroll again. Or enable typewriter scroll again, but... we're about to do another fucking table for the fighter class nonsense, so... after that, we can re-enable it. My goodness. It's only now that I'm remembering that I've only gotten like 4 hours of sleep today. That's fine. It means I'll sleep good tonight. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Where was I? As fighters. They all share an unparalleled parallel. 3 L's, huh? Fine. They are well acquainted with death, both netting it out and staring it defiantly in the face. I don't know what that word means. Netting, not defiantly. I also always swap the I and the E in wield. One of those words that like stops being a word. You know what I mean? They mentioned the net again. Homie, you should not have bought all in on the net. Though I will say, they don't buy into it completely. This sentence includes, every fighter can swing an axe, fence with a rapier, Wield a longsword or a greatsword. Use a bow. And even trap foes in a net with some degree of skill. They're not guaranteeing anything. I love an arcane archer, by the way. I don't think I've played one in 5th edition. Because there is, I don't remember if that's a Tasha's Cauldron of Everything sort of thing, or what. I know there's an arcane archer because they ported it to Baldur's Gate 3. Love the concept of, like, magic archer. It's just such good aesthetic. Beautiful. Militia? What the hell that? Man, this paragraph mentioned both veteran soldiers, trained bodyguards, dedicated knights. It's making me want to play my Final Fantasy Dragoon guy again. I have a we had a separate campaign going. There's a couple of campaigns that I'm a part of that are kind of in limbo. That was Final Fantasy based, and I was playing a what are they called? Viera, the bunny people, playing a bunny dragoon, and he was so cool. He's so cool. He's so fucked up. I fucked him up a little bit. Well, I fucked him up a lot of it. He's got a demon following him now. But like, that's fine. It's character development. Character development. But he was so cool. I just love I'm a sucker for like cold shoulder, heart of gold type characters. Like he's gonna be a bitch. And you can ask him for help, and he's gonna bitch about it the whole time, but he will help you. He's the kind of person who's like, you know, if you were like, can you empty the dishwasher, please? He'd be like, no, as he's like already doing it, you know? He's a dick, but I love him. I love playing assholes. I love writing for assholes, I guess is the bit. It's hard to kind of play assholes in a collaborative team setting, but most of the rest of that team was relatively high-spirited, and also we ended up having like a secondary, like sort of asshole character that he can be like buddies with, which helped. It helps. But more than 2 assholes in the kitchen, and it's a health hazard. You know what I mean? You can't have too many. It was also a great change of pace because in the previous campaign, the campaign before the Final Fantasy campaign, yes, this is the 3rd campaign in. This is how Dungeons and Dragons works. Before the Final Fantasy campaign, we were playing like a homebrew, just 5th edition sort of world. And I was a Owlin Warlock. I don't remember. Were they a Hexblade Warlock? I think they were a Hexblade Warlock. Who had a very bubbly, very friendly personality, but was really very like murderous. They had their moments. You have to have your moments when your whole family's been cursed by this, you know, Hexblade. But in being a warlock, I was a warlock, and we had a rogue and a sorcerer and a wizard. Was that their character? Either way, that kind of mix ended up with me being the face of the party because I had the highest charisma, and also the tank because squishy. Everybody else is very squishy. I remember we just throw Violenti out on the front lines, and she'll like she fucked bitches up, let me tell ya. She fucked bitches up. But it is kind of hard to be a tank when you're a warlock. That's not what they were meant for. Their hollow bird bones can't take it. I've also, in my transcribing of this 5th edition book, I have personally took it upon myself as a non-binary to take any instance of he or she and transcribe it as they, because fuck, dude. I don't know why anyone. It's so aggravating. It's aggravating to read, because it's like othering, you know, in a sense. But also, like, I'm not typing 2 extra words for you to maintain your binary. Which greater rewards? Creating a fighter. Do you like to hit things? Do you like to hit them hard? What drove to this training in the first? Why'd you enlist in the military? Well, the thought of an organized military in a high fantasy setting like this is always so silly to me. 'Cause, like, obviously you're gonna go to bat for kin and country, I guess. Some people have that in them. But I've heard, like, 3 too many stories of people who joined the military, and this is specifically an American military sort of thing, obviously. But people who join the military because they are broke with no other options. They want to travel the world, and this is the cheapest way to do it. Or you get, like, peer pressured in with your buddies. That's a non-zero thing that I've seen happen. I feel like it almost happened to my cousin. You just... Can you imagine? You and your 3 best friends come together and decide to join the military as a bit. And you realize you've taken it too far when you're face down in basic training trying to do a push-up. Wild. So I'm sure, I don't know. I think about in a world building sense a lot of the time. I think about things like this. Like, if you have a fantasy setting and you as a noble or person of power or whatever want a military in this fantasy setting, what are you going to do to ensure loyalty of people enough so that you acquire a military? Because there's a couple ways to do it. You can make a military by being nice, I guess, and fostering that loyalty, that dedication to kin and country, to sort of encourage people to enlist, to protect their homes, essentially. That's always like the idealized military way, I think. You can threaten them. There's always the option of like a draft or a like obligation of like a couple of years of servitude, the way that like Korea does it. I hear a lot about like those poor like K-pop boys who have to like leave being a K-pop idol because they have to serve 2 years in the military because it's mandatory by their government, and I think that's wild. Or you can sort of do it the American way and be like, there's better benefits, there's money to be made in being in the military, and you don't have to be in the rest of America while you're in the military. But I think that angle is especially hard in a setting like this, in a setting like 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, with fantasy elements. Because if you want money and danger and to not be in the place that you're at, you're gonna be an adventurer and not just in the military, right? You and your 3 buddies who are gonna do this as a bit are gonna become adventurers before you join the military, I'm pretty sure. The over-under on that, I'm willing to take a bet. But I don't know. It's just one of those like world building questions that I always ask. It's like, in an effort to know how the world works, you kind of gotta think about things like that. The little things. I'm attached to the little things. You know? If you've got a military, how are you gonna supply that military? How are you gonna fund that military? Are there taxes? Are you taxing people? I don't like to think about that. I don't like to think about that, honestly. In my ideal fantasy world, well, I mean, I guess not an ideal fantasy world. The words that were going to come out of my mouth is like a system fully funded by the rich, like royals, so that there's less strain on people who can't afford to pay like taxes or whatever for the military. But then that usually means those rich people get to make all the decisions, which tends to be historically a bad idea. So who's to say? Something for me to percolate on in the background. Percolate. It's a good word. So I should add a T to first. Glad I caught that. Where was I? Oh yes. A threat to your homeland. You might have enjoyed formal training in a noble's army or a local militia. Probably not. From what I hear about military training, probably not. The only noble's army / local militia I'll believe you had fun in is the one from Mulan, I think. Specifically in the I'll Make a Man Out of You musical number. You're welcome for getting that stuck in your head. I don't even have to sing it. I know you know it. Where the hell did I leave off? They might have been. sometimes when you look at the text too long, it all blurs together. So dramatic. Your armaments are now among your most important possessions, the only things that stand between you and death's embrace. Other than, you know, the rest of your team, I guess. I know this is talking about like before you're a team, but like it's not the only thing. Whether you want to focus. The soldier background, how thrilling. I don't know why you don't capitalize the S in soldier background. But alas, I'm not only here to rib on the formatting ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. And now we're gonna have to do this table. Let's go to blank. Insert table. At least it's only 3 columns this time. Level. Proficiency bonus. There's no E at the end of bonus. Rules. Mr. Rules card. No E at the end of bonus. Oh, come on. Alright. We'll get to the table in a second. Almost ad break time once again. I'm gonna go stretch. I'm actually gonna run to the restroom while these ads run. Go ahead and take care of yourself, and I will be right back. Ooh, I made it back before the end of the ad break? Damn. Wasn't expecting that. But here we are. I have returned for more of this table nonsense. th level, 12th level. Gotta add the TH for official sake. 13th. So many damn levels in this game. Nope, not that one. This one. Excuse me. 19th and 20th. And then +2. Forget how I did that before. Just gonna Control C, Control V it right now. +2 through 4th level. +3. You'd think I'd remember this by now. But alas, +3 through 8th level. It's just every 4 levels, isn't it? +4. Through 12th, yeah. And then +5. Through what, 16th? Yeah. Oh my goodness, Mikey! You got your ball? And then +6 the rest of the way down. Features include fighting, style, second, wind, action, surge. Holy shit, how many ability score improvements did I get? 4th level, 6th level, 8th level, 12th, 14th, 16th, and 19th level. Fighters get 7 ability score improvements? No, that's 8. That's 8 ability score improvements. That's almost an ability score improvement every other level. That's crazy. Like most classes get that many. Where was I? Martial archetype, ability score improvement. Extra attack, ability score improvement. Martial archetype feature. Ability score improvement. Indomitable. Take that as a challenge. Martial. th level for attack. fucking ability score improvements. That's insane. That's at least high enough to get 2 ability scores to level 20, right? Depending on how your spread is. Maybe 3. Whew. Or you could do what I do and take 8 feats. For fun. And flavor. 3 extra attacks, 2 uses of action surge, and 8 fucking ability score improvements. To cap it all off. Wild. Class features. I gotta remember how I freaking formatted all of this. Hit. Oh, out of space. There you go. Fortunately, I can usually just reference, like, the classes that I've already done. That helps a lot. Hit dice is 1d10 per fader. Fader level. Hit point first level. That needs a colon. Plus your constitution modifier. Would love to one of these days just play a fighter in a campaign. A fighter with like an imposing tank of a fighter. I'm talking sentinel. I'm talking durable. I'm talking max strength, max constitution. Ugh. It is kind of Bramble. Damn, you're right. Maybe that's why I love the idea so much. Just an impenetrable wall. Ugh, an impenetrable wall of a tiefling. You did make him more dex focused than strength. That's fair. One or the other, honestly. And obviously Bramble isn't impenetrable. Was waiting for that emote. The fucking eyebrows. Obviously. Proficiencies include all armor, all shields, all weapons, none tools. Amazing. Did I format that the same previously? I did. I did, okay. Alright. There we go. Saving throws and skills. Give me... Equipment's gonna be under this thing. Style. Particular, not particular. Nope, nope. I skipped ahead. Pages need to stay put. Start with the following equipment. What I get for having the fan on, I guess. The pages are blowing everywhere. One space or two? One space. Actually, put the bookmark there. That should hold it. And hold it more securely, I guess. Until I reach the bottom of the page. What do we got? Chain mail. Or... B. Leather, armor, longbow, and one arrow. Okay. A martial weapon and a shield or you rate out, it should be, how do you even pronounce that? Devarian? DW Devarian? Playing Peak. They're the one with the yield dumb slut shirt? Fuck yeah. We might rate out. We'll see. With all a couple of people in the chat. I gotta get more used to rating out, so it's worth a shot. I'm just now realizing, no, I have nothing on it. Wonderful. Martial weapon and a shield, or two martial weapon. We've had first martial weapon, yes. Or what about second martial weapon? As if either of those two would be fighters. They're rogues, obviously. Light, crossbow, and 20 bolt. Or two hands. Beautiful. Alright, on to fighting styles. We're getting there. to adopt a particular style of fighting. What's my favorite fighting style? I'm usually if I'm not an archery person, because obviously if you're making an archery build, you're doing the archery fighting style. That's like it. I'm usually like a dueling or a great weapon fighting type person. Don't usually fuck with shields. But I do like a sentinel build character and concept. I actually don't even know if I knew this protection fighting style was a thing. I think it's only available to fighters. Most classes get archery, defense, dueling, and like maybe great weapon fighting, depending on the class. Dueling. Oh my gosh, I have an anecdote. So I was looking at the dueling bit, and it's the ability is when you're wielding a melee weapon with one hand and no other weapons, you gain a bonus to damage rolls with that weapon, right? It's fair. It's very like rapier fencing focused. And I saw a bit about on and I don't know if this is true. I saw a YouTube short about it, okay? So I haven't cited my sources. Very naughty of me. But someone was posing the question of why all of the like Nazi bad guys in movies, all of the Nazis always have like a very distinctive like face scar, and it's apparently because it was like a very popular thing to do in Germany to signify that you are like an upperclassman, because you get that sort of face scar from fencing, which usually happens if you're at like a university or whatever, or on a team, I guess. Because in Germany they don't do like the full face masks, they only use goggles, so if you get got in the face, it's just gonna like slice you up. And in fact it was such a like denotion of privilege and class that some people would go to like their doctor / a surgeon and be like, can you recreate this for me? Can you just slice my cheek open a little bit? So that's why that is, I guess, popular thing to do in Germany. You always teach me such interesting things. I always learn such interesting things. I am fascinated by minutiae. And some of these things might not even be true. I just like to believe that they are. That's not true. I do my homework most of the time. But sometimes if you just see it in like a YouTube short, I just want to like live in the moment with it, you know? Oh, look at the little curb. Adorable. You can re-roll the die. Property? That's the word. Spelling it wrong. Property for you to gain this benefit. Protection. I'm also a big fan of, I think this was added later, there's like a blind sight fighting style where you get like blind sight and like 10 feet around you, making it really easy to detect like stealthy people and invisibility. That's also one of my favorite fighting styles, I guess. Very niche usage, but I've got trust issues, so potentially based on some things that I have actually done with my own players. Ask Kragan next time about the fucking bit. I interrupted their team's like trek through the woods. I don't remember if they were escorting this guy or not, but they had like an invisible creature. They had like an invisible, like a person actually. It's a trickster type character. And Kragan managed to like snag onto their like coattails almost and cast the light cantrip on them from that, and it disabled their invisibility. It was so fun. It was such a fun move. But you are right, Viathan does have blind sense for a reason. And that reason is me. And all of the spades. And all of the clubs. And the king of diamonds, probably. And, we got some shit going down, man. It's fine. Ezra and Viathan are capital F fine TM. For the most part. For the most part. I didn't know you had so many crying emojis. Is that Kirby? Oh, Kirby's angrily duding at me. That's valid. Honestly, very valid. Kirby have gun. Kirby have gun? Oh, that is a gun. It just looks kind of like a slide whistle from here. But honestly, fair. Kirby deserves gun. Kirby say fuck. Let Kirby say fuck. Oh, look at that. Ooh, look at that Kerbooty. Damn. For free? I mean, probably not for free. That's probably subs only, but like for free? And we were playing. My girlfriend and I have been playing Baldur's Gate 3 together. Finally, after many attempts. And we got to the part, like early Act 1. where Withers comes out of his fucking sarcophagus and it like zooms on his feet as he's landing, and I go, for free? I need to get off the internet. Oh my god. Alright. Ad's starting soon. Get a stretch. Take a hydrate. Or don't. I'm not your dad. I'm gonna stretch though. My legs are crunchy. Crunchy, I said. My goodness. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is good. I'm bad at it, but it's easy to be bad at it when my girlfriend is there to make me less bad at it. Ugh. 30 minutes of ads feels like so long, but I know realistically it's like really nothing. I just have so many fears. Oh, that needs extra egg. Is that correct? Oh, well that's not correct. It should be 2. 2 apiece. I'll fix it. Fix it. Don't yell at me. Second wind. An excellent ability. Brittany, I know we're in ads, but did you know fucking fighters get 8 goddamn ability score increases? That's crazy. Do rogues also get many? We haven't gotten to rogues yet, but I believe it. That's so many. I feel like the normal is like 4 or 5. Because it's like 4. It's like every 4 levels. At level 4, level 8, level 12, then level like 15 or 16. And that's like it. Crazy. Crazy. Second wind. Fighters also can just, the second wind is just being able to use a free hit die. Hit die plus, because it's hit die plus your fighter level. which will get you more HP back. Every short rest. Crazy. Feels kind of silly, like going through this, God, at least like 10-year-old source book and being like, wow, I didn't know that. But be honest with me, when was the last time you went through and read the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition player's handbook? Because I know you haven't. I know you haven't. I haven't either. That's why I'm doing this exercise. Once you use this, I also don't think I knew Action Surge recharges on short rest. That's kind of freaky. What is it? 17th level? And then, of course, the martial archetypes. Battle Master is the martial archetype that I hate. The one with all the fucking directions and shit, and the fucking combat, the superiority dice, the maneuvers. I don't, I'm here to hit shit. I don't want you to give me like spells, but worse. Stop that. Get help. Also, that's too many hashtags. Combat style and technique. Use. Nope. Bracket. Champion. Battle Master. Also, did they fuck this up? Hold on. Or Eldritch Knight. All detail at last. And again. Third level, 7th, 10th, 15th, and So everything else so far, the subclasses, Path of the Berserker, Path of the Totem Warrior is alphabetical. College of Lore, College of Valor is alphabetical. Knowledge, Life, Light, Nature, Tempest, Trickery, and War is alphabetical. Circle of the Land, Circle of the Moon is alphabetical. And then you go, you look me in the face, and you put Champion before Battlemaster. This is why no one takes you fucking seriously, Wizards of the Coast, I swear to God. Don't worry, I'll fix it in my master list. I'll fix it. Someone's gotta be around to fix it. They just wanted to put the superior martial archetype first, I'm sure. Alright, ability score. Fourth level. And again. At 6th, 8th, 12th, 14th, 16th, and 19th level. You can create one abilities for your type 2, or you can 2 abilities. This is even wilder. You get an extra attack at 5th level. You get an extra attack at 11th, and an extra attack at level 20. So by level 20, each combat, each short rest, if you use both of your action surges and all of your extra attacks, within 2 rounds of combat, that's 8 attacks. With all your other buffs. And your fucking level 20 strength, probably. Good God. I know, like, druids and wizards and shit are strong. But that's a cheese grater. that's a lawnmower coming for your ass. Jesus Christ. Every short rest too. Lord. Give me 15 minutes and your ass is grass. Reach level. This one. 2, 4. And then Indomitable, of course, which just lets you re-roll saving throws. And Indomitable specifies, this is another instance of, like that alter self thing that I was talking about with the druids. Most abilities that let you re-roll things, like skill checks or saving throws or whatever, will make you decide to re-roll before you know what the outcome of your initial roll is. Indomitable is just like, starting at 9th level, you can re-roll a saving throw that you fail. Period. You have to use the new roll, and you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. But that is a free, almost foolproof, get out of jail free card. Almost. Wild. How's it going, darling? Yeah. Yay! Congrats on being done.
Thanks. The last that I opened was a list of 100 skills that I had to do. And hey, there was an urgent issue today. I'm not able to get to this. I'll do it tomorrow.
That's so valid.
I'm not looking forward to that.
You're already almost an hour over. Well, yeah, but like, you'd be looking forward to it a lot less if you had to do it tonight.
Oh, for sure. I simply refuse.
Yeah, I would too. Fuck that.
I don't know. I actually don't want to go to the thing anymore. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Like a 4th Friday sort of nonsense, but it's Wednesday. Last Wednesday.
So maybe. We're gonna
I could do that.
Hey.
We could stream earlier. Yeah. I'm sure it can be adjusted.
Alright.
Please. We're just here for vibes. We can talk about what we want to do for dinner for the next 15 minutes if you want. There's still lo-fi in the background. Okay. Go piss, girl. Go piss. Okay. I love you. Every time I work on this project of transcribing this nonsense, it just makes me want to play Dungeons and Dragons so bad. So bad. I gotta get something. I gotta get my shit together. Alright, martial arts. Gonna add their flavor text up here. The sentence is, different fighters choose different approaches to perfecting their fighting prowess. I wrote it as different fighters choose different approaches to perfection, which is correct, but not quite. Give me, yes, I can still do. Oh, that little sleepy curb. Sleepy little curb. Me too, Kirby. Me too. You were in that meeting earlier, but I started yawning during stream, and I was like, oh yeah, I only got 4 hours of sleep last night. Oops. It's fine. I got woken up for Duncan, so it was worth it. Lord, can you butcher that spelling anymore? Archetypical. Champion. Oh, and champions get the improved critical. We love an improved critical. Your Discord avatar that had Mikey with the ball should be an emote for chat to use when she audibly has something squeaky. I do think that's probably going to be one of the things that I add. I want to do like that and like one with her mouth open when she's barking. There's definitely going to be Mikey emotes. For sure, for sure. Bark, squeak, and fart emote. When she's stinky. Oh my goodness. She do be big stinkin'. Especially when she poopy protests. Improved critical is honestly such a crazy thing to me because it sufficiently doubles your chances of getting a critical hit, which doubles your chances of doing double damage. To go from 1 out of 20 chance to 1 in 10 because you get 19 or 20. God. Amazing. Just want to be a fighter. I just want to hit things real hard. And lay down right here. Is this the way that I've been doing? I think so, yeah. Oh no. The fucking ooze boy. Ooze boy. You come in here on the day of my WIP Wednesday and drop ooze boy in the chat. How could you? How could you ooze? The only things in life that are certain are death and ooze. You're so right. Man, I really don't play fighters. They get fighters get barred ass jack of all trades shit. And no one told me? It's only for strength, dex, or constitution checks. But like, no one told me? Crazy. But also, like, let's think about this real quick. There's not a whole lot of... It was in the instructions. You know I don't read. There's not a whole lot of, like, there's not a whole lot of strength or dexterity skills. There are no constitution skills. And if I remember correctly, you get proficiency in strength and constitution saving throws. So what is this going to give you? You get a bonus in dex saving throws? I guess? And maybe like stealth, if you didn't spec into stealth? I don't know. It seems kind of silly. I'm gonna finish this and then we're gonna wrap up, I think. I'm so enraptured in the discourse. Actually, we might be able to finish up champion real quick. That should be easy. Because champion just gets additional with 2Ds. Fighting style. Fighting style. Class. Intimidation is not strength based. It's charisma based. You're thinking of my system where I let you make it strength based because that makes sense. Rules as written, intimidation is charisma. My Dirge in Baldur's Gate 3 did get like a bonus for intimidation on something. I don't think it was... I think they have proficiency in it. It's not because it's like a strength thing. Baldur's Gate 3 is, if you'll excuse the pun, a completely different game. Superior critical. Have your critical hits be even more critical. I was supposed to say ooh, but instead it said poo. Ooze. And then we've got Survivor. Equal to 5 plus, come on, plus your constitution modifier. If you have no more than half of your hit points left. You don't gain this benefit if you have 0 hit points. I guess that makes sense. So we're playing Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow on stream then? I do need a spray bottle emote. You guys, no, bad. Beefo, no, that's so good though. Oh my god. Put that in the fucking Discord so I could remember to make that. That's so fun. Oh my goodness. I also just realized I forgot to move my guy for the last hour. That's fine. He's been typing. I've been typing. Tip-tapping away. Been good. Nice productive WIP Wednesday. Hey there. Yoink. Alright. Thank you so much for hanging out, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the vibes. Hope you come back tomorrow. I'm probably gonna play some solo Peak tomorrow, but that's mostly undecided. So come back tomorrow to see what we end up playing. Certainly. And then Friday, of course, is going to be a happy shower. And do some more Sonic Adventure 2. You'll love to see it. Gotta see my babies again. We haven't seen them for the last couple of weeks. Gotta go visit my babies. But yeah, if you enjoyed yourself, drop a follow. I stream every weekday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Or I try to, as long as my body lets me. But I'm always here. And if I'm not here, there's always VODs. Hell yeah. Look at that booty. Shall we raid? I kind of want to now that you said something. Is that person still, yeah? Drop that, username in the chat again for me. What happened? Okay. Manager. Raid channel. Oh, they're not doing Peak anymore. That's okay. They're still streaming. Who else do I got? Ooh, Miss Jackie CR is playing Peak. I like Miss Jackie. We could raid Miss Jackie. Everyone say hi. Have fun in Miss Jackie's chat. And I'll see you all tomorrow.